YouTube, Dawson Ryder here, coming at you with a Power Rangers theory video. So Cosmic Fury is just around the corner, and there's a discussion topic that's come up a couple times, and it's a video I've kind of wanted to do for a while now, talking about Zordon, and if Zordon will return in Cosmic Fury, since it is the final season, and he was heavily referenced in the Once and Always special. If you didn't know, or don't remember, one of the major plot points was that Billy is trying to bring Zordon back from the dead, and in his efforts, he accidentally brought back Rita, and like the way he described it makes it seem like he is out there. Like the way he dispersed himself, they made it sound like, oh, his essence is in the ether. Yes, I know how the ether works, Gamble. And that's how Rita got brought back, is that her essence was out there and it got trapped instead. Now, it's entirely possible that exists solely for the plot of Once and Always, which obviously it does, but by that I mean they needed to find a way to bring Rita back, but also tie Billy to it for his guilt in the situation. So obviously, it served its purpose there, and you could totally not bring Zordon back. However, they put such emphasis on it, especially like, I remember there being at least one shot just lingering on his tube. Linger, man! Linger! I just feel like there was such an emphasis put on it, both in the story and that shot, and just the vibe of it. And with it being the last season, I could see it as a possibility. It's been a debate that's come up whether it should happen or not. A lot of people upset by the notion. I'm gonna be honest, I think it's probably gonna happen. It just feels like the way that they were putting emphasis on it, and with it being the last season, it's something they're gonna do. I feel mixed on it. In a way, I'm kind of indifferent, in the sense that I guess if I had a choice, I wouldn't do it, because it does undermine the sacrifice, and I just find it to be overall unnecessary. And I think you could spin a cooler story out of it for Billy about learning to accept this, move on, and know that people like him will continue Zordon's good work in mentoring future generations. Even maybe setting up Billy as a future Zordon. I mean, not like his head in a tube like that face of Bo or something, but you know what I mean. I think that would be a stronger story and message for him to just let go of Zordon and maybe take on that new role, either implying that he will, or just that anybody that is good, you know, can continue Zordon's work. Anybody from the mmpr team, Dino Fury team, so on and so forth. I think that would be a better story. So I would say I wouldn't do it. I don't think it's necessary. But if it happens, I'm not going to be as mad as other people, mainly because while I do like Countdown to Destruction and that last sacrifice scene, I'm not personally invested in Zordon's sacrifice, like on a character level, so it doesn't bother me. Like, for example, I don't want to open up a can of worms of this toxic argument in fandom, but with the Star Wars, you know, with the Star Wars. Do you know the kids are into that Star Wars? No, I've made my peace with Rise of Skywalker, and even come to enjoy some things about it, but I am always going to be bothered, no matter what happens, that it slightly undermines Anakin's sacrifice in general, especially with the with Ho for show, that's Palpatine. No, but with the whole Palpatine Chosen One prophecy, you know, and I am bothered by that because I am personally invested in Anakin's character. But I don't have an attachment to Zordon on a personal level, so it doesn't bother me in that way. It didn't feel like a big, this has been leading to this for all this time, Zordon's character moment type of deal. So if it happens, I'm not going to be that upset in terms of that. I'll find it to be unnecessary. But again, given that it's the last season, it just feels like that's something they're going to do and is going to be a note they want to end on, especially with having Billy in the season and, you know, Zed as the main villain and a lot of MMPR-ish things. I think in a best of both worlds, like Hannah Montana style thing, I wouldn't mind seeing the idea that he's able to pull Zordon's essence from the ether, but it's only temporary. Like, Zordon can't sustain, and he basically has to fade away. And he gets a moment to have a scene with Billy, maybe some of the other Rangers or whatever, and be, like, proud of Billy, and the legacy of the Rangers will continue, and then fade away. I think that could be cool, because it could give a good final appearance for Zordon, and some closure, especially since, like, none of the original team was around when Zordon sacrificed himself, but then you don't undermine the sacrifice, and then again, best of both worlds, Hannah Montana. But what do you guys think? Would you like to see Zordon return? Would it bother you or not? How would you do it? Let me know in the comments as always. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you get notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.